Hello, this is my latest journal. I just finished it. It's one of my favorites. It's got a lot of vintage touches and got a lot of like related to like typewriters and stuff and old typewriters. It's very cool. I mainly ended up with that. It wasn't intentional, but I had gotten a whole year of 1923 National Geographic, and these are just amazing. They have the most beautiful ads in them, and this one had a bunch of typewriter ads, and I had some freebies from SevenPlaza that had typewriters, and so it kind of ended up in the journal, even though I didn't set out to do that. But these are just fabulous, and they're in gorgeous shape. So that really came through. And then I also had found, I had this beautiful book I got at an estate sale, I think, American Science and Invention, and this gorgeous book. And it's from, I forget what year, 1954. And what was kind of neat is the person had bought it mail order in 1955, and it cost $7.24 to have it mailed to him. 29 cents for mailing. So I think that's cool that was in there. But these has got some gorgeous books and just things about inventions and stuff in America. So these all lend itself to end up in this journal. Sorry. So it's, oops, I didn't get long enough. It's about 9.5 inches by 6.5, and it's got a big spine, and it still ended up crocodile, 3-inch spine. On the cover, I've got this neat image from SevenPlaza. And then I made a card here. And this is a lot of the papers that ended up being used there. Not all of them. But I thought that made a neat image on there to kind of tie it all together. And it's tied with a sari ribbon. And like I said, it's very big, but I think it turned out really well. And it's inside the front cover. It's got a lot of these papers I got from Ginger Journals. And they were like William Morris style. And I have this poem in here I got from a book of poems. And there's 2 cards. And this envelope, and this is My Neighbor's Roses, and I got this vintage little bit from a flowered book. So I thought that fit really well in there. And this, you could put your name on here, so like who owns the journal. And I just tried to use a lot of vintage stuff. This is one of the ads from the National Geographic. And I have a lot of flowers in here from, I'll have to put it in the bottom, I've forgotten now. And this is a neat paper I got at an estate sale. He had some just beautiful papers and envelopes and stuff. There's some more of that paper from Ginger Journals. Just a little paper there. And then this envelope flips down, and there's a little bit of paper in there for journaling. And then this flips over. There's some vintage music sheet and another journaling spot. A little journaling spot there. On the back side, the flap for the envelope. And there's some journaling spots here. Plus there's a card inside that. And this is one of the pages from that American Science and Invention magazine. And it's talking about typewriters. And this side is about a train and stuff. It's a very tall book, of course, so I cut it at for the typewriter part. And then this is another ad from the National Geographic. There's some journaling spots on the back. And this is a tuck spot I made with some little mini envelopes with a large card tucked in there. And this one, this flips out. And there's another of the typewriter card. Journaling spot there, this page. Here, this is from SevenPlaza, which had some really cool freebies with typewriters. And a big card in there. And this is a vintage leisure sheet. And then this, I found a typewriting manual at a thrift shop, I believe. And it had the parts of the typewriter and what they're called and all. I thought that was cool. A little corner tuck spot with a little card in there. And on the other side, 2 little cards. And then this has got 2 cards. These are all from SevenPlaza. And then a corner writing spot, and it's got several sheets. I usually try and put one of these in my journals because I think they're cool. And then on this page, more of SevenPlaza's images. This flips down. There's a little journaling card. And this flips up. Journaling spot in the back, and another journaling card. This is a vintage Rolodex card. So is the one down here. And this is a really cool doily. I got this at a garage sale. Unfortunately, there was only 3 or 4 left in the package. And it's a perfect size for a journal. So I'll be sad when those are gone. There's a vintage music sheet. And then this has an envelope in it. And I put some paper in there to journal on. And then this is a hidden paper clip. You could put anywhere in there with some different labels on there. And then this opens and there's a journaling spot there. There's a little tab that sticks out basically. And then this was really cool. I found a book with, I think it was like 12 of these sleeves in it for old 45s, and it was from the 50s, and I just knew I wanted to put that in there somewhere. And I took an image on vellum to fill the hole. I did a little stenciling. This is a writing board. And these are all ads from that National Geographic. And I thought that'd be a good thing to tuck in there, and you can use it where you need, especially since there's a lot of places it would be really handy. Oh, and one of my favorite parts of this ad is this 5-room house for $538. Probably it's one of those mail order houses, I believe. And then this is from a guest book. I got several guest books or like a memorial book at thrift stores. There's a little scrappy notebook with some stenciling on it. A whole bunch of different pages. And it tucks into this belly band, and behind there is another one of these ads. And this little pocket's got a little card. And then this little sheet from like a note-taking thing, but they were all little perforated squares. I thought they were really cool. I get a lot of my stuff from estate sales. It's fun because they'll like put out anything, and even like half-used notebooks and papers and stuff. And I think they're just like, oh, maybe someone will use it, and I love to find those. This is another one of these beautiful ads. And I live in Washington, so it was kind of cool to see a Seattle mention. And this is a ship line. And they were just so cool. The 20s ads and stuff are just amazing. And then this is the middle of the first signature. There's 2 signatures in this book. It's a good thing I didn't put any more in because I stuffed this thing full. And then with this long journaling card, easy to write on there even though it's got an image. And up here is a journaling card. And then these both flip up. And lots of journaling space. And although they don't really need it, this long card does kind of hold the top one at least closed. The other side of that guest book page. I tried to do something on every page, even if it's just a little bit of lining or a flower. And then this is the other side of an envelope. I think that's what it was. And I put a little journaling space in there. It's kind of hidden away. This just slides over it. And then this is a journaling card. And then there's 3 on this side, tucked top and bottom. This one tucks into the top and the bottom. Lots of journaling space in here. More of those pictures from Ginger Journals. I just love them. And then this is another movable paper clip. It's got 2 little cards in it for journaling. And it holds this little sheet. And here's the other side of that vintage music sheet. The other side of that doily. And then this is an envelope that flips out. It's got a little bit of manuscript paper in it. And then there's a tag in there. And the other side, you tuck in the flap of the envelope. There's another journaling spot. There's the other side of that, parts of the typewriter page from the typing journal, or typing book. And this has got a card here, and then this little pocket has a little bit to journal on. This was actually, I got the idea from Sarah Lee Armstrong, one of my absolute favorite creators. Just got such neat ideas. And then this also is from SevenPlaza. Folds out. These papers are from PaperLuminary. They're just beautiful, different backgrounds and stuff. On the other side, the tuck spot with a journaling card. This is an old index thing from, where you have index cards and stuff. Sorry, words. Another small pocket with a journaling tag in it. And then here's the other side of that typewriting page from the manual. Or from the American Science and Invention book. It's just beautiful images. And it's all naturally aged. This foxing, I didn't age that at all. And then there's a tag here and a tag here. And then these are faux glassine bags. I made them from tracing paper, and both have a tag in them with a little bit of lace and ornament stenciling. And then this is the other side of this really cool paper. You can, like, write in it and fold it up and address it and mail it off. Another ad from the National Geographic, as well as this, and it's a side tuck. And then I found a little notebook at an estate sale, also naturally aged, had these little loose leaf pages in them. And then a bridge scorecard. And then this was from a recipe book that was kind of falling apart. It was really neat. She didn't care for the stuffed peppers. So I thought that was kind of fun that it had notes on it from the previous owner. That's the end of the first signature. This is papers from PaperLuminary. Some of the ginger journal ones. I forget who these papers are from. This is from Ink&Page. I did a lot of Ink&Page stuff in here. And this first page in the next signature has this large journal card in it. Journal tag. And this, I just thought this paper was so pretty. And just fold it open. Just a lovely image of roses. And then this was an old, I got it in an estate sale. It was just papers that, you know, you could file behind. So I just included one of those. This is from, like, someone's, kind of like a day planner book. Naturally aged. And then this little bottom part, this tuck spot, but it also has a little journaling spot. And then there's the side tuck with a tag, a little bit of vintage music page on there. Oops. And then this one folds out, lots of journaling space, it's stenciling. There's a top tuck, and this was just from a notepad that had different little quotes about friends. And had flowers on it. I love flowers, so I tend to have flowers in all my journals, at least somewhere. Another tag, another of those doilies. This is another page from the typing manual. Journaling space there. There's the other part of that page from the Invention magazine or book. Different typewriter brands. They were quite fancy. And then this was the train with George Westinghouse and stuff, the other side of that page. There's another hidden paper clip. This is from a address book. It had, you know, a ring-bound book. I just thought they were cool looking. Journaling space. This is another card. This is just a side tuck. Another top corner tuck. This is another guest book I've got. It's just a little bit different than the other one, but the colors fit so nicely. Here's a vintage page of Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland. More journaling space. This one is journaling space with the bottom pocket, and there's a card. And just some spots to journal on. And then this is for, I think it's for bridge again. But it was just these little, a whole packet of these, and I thought the little house fit. And I guess each team or game got one of those. I got a whole packet of them at our Habitat for Humanity store. And then this has got a large card in it. This is from a book of trigonomic functions I found. It's just really cool looking, naturally aged. I just thought that would look neat. And then another little tiny pocket with a little paper in it for journaling. And this was fun, but kind of a pain to make, but I alternated 2 different papers all the way up, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets, and then I just put some different journaling cards in there, tags, and this is just I think it's homemade paper from a little notebook I got. And it's actually on, I found a set for wedding invitations, and this was like the bigger size. And then this is similar to something Sarah Lee Armstrong did. This flaps open, there's 2 little journaling spots, and then these flaps open, and you could journal on all of this. And this little envelope has a little piece of paper in there for journaling. And then just policy closure. I'll put all the creators whose papers I used in the description. Okay, I'll do you later. And then this is the center of this signature. There's a hidden paper clip on here with some more paper underneath it and a little journal card. Just some really pretty stenciling. This was another of the ads from the National Geographic. Just gorgeous. Both sides. I don't know what the other side is. Oh yeah, another ad. Marmon Carr. Never heard of them. And then this one. And this has a large tag here. Okay, and then this has a piece of that journaling paper, and this is just a page from a book. I just thought it was cool, and I liked how it was curling up and everything. And it's down, it's glued down, except for it has a spot for a large journal card behind it. So lots of space for journaling. This one is also from an idea from Sarah Lee Armstrong. You roll this, and that flaps down. This is another one of those old index card dividers. And journaling space. And then there's a tag up here. It fits snugly. And then there's a tag here. And then there's a tag behind here. This is why it's kind of crocodile, because I made lots of spaces. This is another ad from the National Geographic. There's 2 tags in there. I like this. Sarah Lee Armstrong gave me that idea too. Ad for biscuits. I just think they're so cool, those ads. There's a pocket. There's a piece of journaling paper. And then this is from a crossword puzzle book. Dictionary, I think they called it. With some notes on it from whoever owned it. I'm working on getting more authentic ephemera, but it takes a while to do that. Journaling space. Even though this is in the center of the page, you could still write over it with a good dark pen or something. Then this is the other side of that music page, and there was actually a rip in it, and I hated to not use it, so I just put this corner tuck on there to hide the rip, and there's a tag there, there's a tag here, and then I made this envelope, and there's paper in there. And then the other side has a tag here, and a tag here, and then just a journal spot. The other side of the guest book page, more journaling space, more journaling space. There's a lace pocket with a large tag in it, a little cluster. And then I made all these pockets with these different labels, and it's hard to glue them just right so you can still get something in them, but keep them together. And when I glued it down, I made the mistake of not gluing the back of some of the pockets. So I made long tags for some of them so that you wouldn't lose the tag in the pocket. So the ones in the back here are long ones. And it gets confusing to figure out how to make sure you don't glue down in the wrong spot. So, work in progress, but lots of tags in those pockets. Other side of that address book. Other side of the typewriter thing. And also something that they're just cool design. Just love them. And then there's a tag here. More of the SevenPlaza images. Tag here. Journal space, journal space. The other side of the typewriter manual. Journal space. This flips out for more journal space. And then there's a tag here. This top tuck. Yeah. And then this is the other side of that one page, and it's got a journaling card in there. The paper clip just to keep it in there. And then the belly band and journaling spots. Oh, and this belly band, this center part moves. You can have it anywhere on there you want. I forget who I got that idea from. I've used it for a while now, so I'm not sure. And then this page is just collage with labels. This was fun. The zipper pocket I got from Natasha at Treasure Books. But I will tell you, metal zippers look cool. Pain in the butt. It is really hard. I can't really get it past this point. It will go down, but it's really hard to get it back up. So when this goes to its new owner, I will put a little note in there that you probably don't want to go down any farther. And then this card, this is an image from a Danish book I got at an estate sale. There's a lot of Danes where I live, and so I found a few books from them. But I thought that was just a sweet image. And that goes in this pocket. And then this flips over. This is a really cool paper, was in a paper pad. And then a bunch of little pockets here with card tags in them. And then this one has a little envelope with an airmail deal on it. And you just slip that down and slide this back over. And then the cover, I didn't really show it before, but this cover is just really beautiful upholstery fabric I got as a remnant from the late Joanne Fabrics. But that's this journal. I will have it up on my Ko-fi soon, and I hope you like it. Thank you.